Podcast, episode 168 of the Big Podcast. And in big podcast fashion, I'm going to start off with a story time, but we want to do a sound check real quick just in case. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, let's look at the filters. You know what I'm saying? These filters look crazy, but y'all like my shirt. I did not buy this shirt, but I do appreciate my auntie getting it for me. If you can't see, it is Drake. It is Kendrick holding Drake because he did son that man. And I'm gonna put some clips out of this previous stream because I don't know if niggas took my takes, but my take on what Drake should do and how his career ended is still relevant. So clips will come out of that, or you want to go watch the last stream. It's like near the middle of the you know what I mean? Good, we good. All right, circa 2012. I myself was on punishment throughout the duration of high school because a myriad of things. Number one, because I wasn't doing right in school. So my dad, it was a it was different iterations of this punishment that would go through, and one of the iterations was basically I had an obligation to go to the library after school so that I can make sure I do my homework, my schoolwork, without any distractions. Now, of course, a kid that's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, I'm doing everything but being at the library. I had actually ended up being caught. But one day I was actually at the library, and this actual event kind of made me sheer away from being at the library because I was creeped out. So to break this down, because I don't know how this dude knew me, but I will let y'all know that my dad's part of the LGBTQ community. There is a whole community in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So I don't know if this dude seen me there and he thought I was like on something, like a part of the community when I really wasn't. I was just there with my dad. But there was this guy in the library. And I'm doing, I'm over here acting like I'm working. I'm really on Facebook, but I'm acting, I'm acting like, because I don't know if my dad got people, walking past the library looking at me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm acting like I'm doing something in the library. And this dark-skinned black guy, I was about 15, 16 at the time. I want to say he was about 18, 19. He just keeps staring at me. He keeps staring at me, and to the point where I'm getting uncomfortable. And he eventually leaves. And I'm just like, okay, all right. Good thing he left. He was creeping me out. So I get up and leave, not shortly after, maybe like an hour later, because I had to stay there for a specific amount of time. I get up and leave, and I put my hood on. And as I put my hood on, a piece of paper comes out of my hood. It has a phone number on it saying, "You look good. This the black dude that was looking at you. Hit me up if you want to get into something." And I'm like, well, how did you even draw these conclusions? I was like creeped out. You kept looking at me and I'm looking away. It was no sign of intrigue. It was no sign of attraction. What do you have going on, my brother? Now, at this time, I'm going to keep it real with you. Like I said, the man was about 18, 19. I was 15, 16. I was scared. The reason that I was scared was because at the time, he seemed to be about 3 to 4 inches taller than me, about 50 to 60 pounds heavier. So I'm uncomfortable. I left out the part that I actually went to the bathroom and he was in there and he was looking at me in the bathroom. And I'm like, what the buddy got going on? Like, I don't know what his problem is. I actually thought he was trying to do something to me, like violently. So time passes by, and this dude, one day, he gets off on the same bus stop as me, and I never seen him over here. I ran, never seen him again, because shortly I moved down to Florida after that. When I moved back up here, several years later, I seen this gentleman, and I wasn't scared. I wasn't scared, and he was not 3 or 4 inches taller than me. We probably was around the same weight at this point, and I was given a different type of energy because he needed to know this is not what we doing. So nothing happened, but I kind of wanted to get y'all a little funny story because we're about to get real serious. I don't know if y'all see the title. It is 10 reasons why you need to stay out of out of white folks' business. But I really want to get into real quick, if anybody's watching this and you wondering, oh, why the content inconsistent? You know what I'm saying? You've been saying this, that, and the third. Fam, I got to get home straight first. I just started a new job after going a year and 10 months at this, a very stressful experience. It kind of killed my spirit to create content. So now what I'm going to do is, at least when I get home after because my off days start on Thursday, so at least when I get home, starting within the first 90 days of my job, I'm gonna go live either on some topics, some hot topics, or something that I want to talk about like this. So without further ado, let me pull out my notes. Yes, sir. I have 5 pages of notes, and if you don't want to hear no truth, you might want to leave this live. But let's get into it. Reason number one on why you need to stay out of white folks' business. You are not white. If you think that the American life experience is so different, what benefit is there to harp on what the white folks can do and what you can't? Figure out how to get in where you fit in, or else. What I mean by that is, we already know what's going on, right? You already know. Some of y'all like to say the system is not built for somebody like me to be successful. That's some bullshit. But if you believe that, you should not be harping on the fact that this is happening and that is happening. We already know what's going on. Stop complaining, move forward. A lot of us like to use these things, like to use, oh, the white man could do this. If this person was white, he wouldn't even da-da-da-da. Does that make what you're doing any better? Does that make what you're doing any less detrimental to the community? I don't think so. I seen the 3 people left alive. Like I told you, it's some truth. It's my experience. Oh, matter of fact, before I get into the next point, let me give you the reason why I think I can give you some information on this. I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you don't know about Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania in the terms of black people, I think I've said this in the last couple lines. I'm going to keep saying it. There is no middle class as far as black people in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I don't know why, but working in I don't know what y'all think corporate America is, but I'll just say corporate America. I don't wear no damn suit at work, but the benefits is good. You know what I'm saying? Like the jobs that y'all be talking about, like, oh, I can't do anything. I don't got one of them jobs. But I wouldn't say it's corporate, but I work for a good company, and I have always worked for pretty good companies as I've lived here. And one thing that I'll notice is that it's not many black people, and if there is black people, they either goofy or they for themselves. And I think the reason for that is because it used to be not as many opportunities, but that is changing. I have been successful. Me and my girl have been successful working in corporate. We have come through obstacles, and we're still dealing with an obstacle right now on her end, but it's hard. And I guess I'll get into it as I keep going. It's my experience that you're not going to educate. This is the second point. It's my experience that you're not going to educate a person out of racism or prejudice. So stop wasting your time and energy. You can't change it. So remove your emotions from it and act accordingly. And that's what I'm going to build upon. There's times where you can go in these jobs, you can go in these places, and it's going to be somebody that's going to be trying to trick you out of your position. It's going to be somebody that's going to be trying to bully you into thinking that you don't belong or you're not good enough. This is why I left the previous company. And you just can't let that bother you, because if you got hired on and you know what you can do, all of that goofy ass stuff, it shouldn't really matter. I don't believe you should harp on these things and be looking at white people like, oh, what are you doing? Oh, why you get to do that? Oh, because it's going to be what it's going to be, but you obviously still can make some type of progress. You know what I'm saying? We can't be sitting here acting like we can't do nothing. If we the people that we say we are chosen people, we chosen by God, by what it says in the Bible, then what we crying about? At this point, the ice isn't much colder. So the comparison becomes more irrelevant year by year. I know y'all seen the stats that came out in America talking about all the nationalities that made the most money. I think the first 10 was all types of foreigners. And at the bottom, like I think white folks was like in the middle and black folks was the dead last. I believe that is because even though the struggles of poor white people and poor black people are similar, I think some things that happen in the name of poverty, i.e., crimes, broken homes, not valuing morals, the declining of the black community, go look at that live. It hurts us more than it hurts them because we, like y'all say, we don't have that starting point. They got that. I think it's one lap ahead, or a leg up or something. So the people who make big buffalo nickels peddling the mental jail of an oppressor that yo ass has probably never been directly affected by are your favorite Hotep's handlers. What I mean by that, give Boyce Watkins. You hear Boyce Watkins, he had his little run. You know that he was being pushed by white folks. There was a video on Boyce Watkins where the dude basically said, Boyce, he's a moneymaker. All I gotta do is introduce, say a little bit of business stuff. This is what he said verbatim. Say a little bit of business stuff, set the base, and then Boyce just has to come on and cry, and the dollars come raining in. What I'm trying to say is these people that you watching, that's my brother, and giving you that push to play like a victim and cry like you can't do nothing with your two hands and your 2 feet. Them is the people that you should be mad at. You shouldn't be mad at the other people that's got their own issues going on. Let's get deeper. Whether through systematic oppression or whatever you blame our lack of community on in 2024, your black ass puts twice as much pain and oppression in the community than any majority or racist right now. We got terrible politics. No one really educates motherfucker on the youth on why voting is important, and we getting better at that. But let me tell you about my experience. I didn't understand the importance of voting. I didn't understand the reason why a person would say our vote does not matter. I didn't get that until like 1 or 2 years ago through an interview from a former politician in Detroit, because I can harken back to a time I actually asked the question on Facebook. I asked the question on Facebook because people would always like try to shame you into voting and being ignorant and never really learning how to look into things like that and never putting the effort myself because I didn't get it. It used to irk me when it's like, oh, you should vote. And it's like, okay, why? Oh, your ancestors died for it. And it's like, okay, I get that. But what impact is it? What am I changing by doing this? What am I not gonna get by not doing this? I asked a question like this, and it's like, why do old people always say, oh, you need to vote and such died for this? Why we don't never get an actual intellectual reasoning that can actually have somebody say, oh, okay, let me go do that. And you know what all the old people did? Mind you, the person I made this post, a person that was supposed to be my goddad, he threw me to his little crazy, and it seemed like they was all broke. These old black people saying it's a shame that people was talking like this, and he shared it or something. But this was back. I don't even know if sharing on Facebook was a thing. He did that, and they started telling me I was drinking lean and that I was doing this, that, and the third. And I'm thinking in my head, damn, so y'all not gonna answer my question? Like you still not gonna answer the question? See, that's the problem right there. I made the post. See, everybody had a comment, and then when I said it in the comments, see, that's y'all problem right there. This is exactly why I asked this question. Y'all ain't answer my question. All y'all did was attack me because I challenged y'all. But if you telling somebody to do something, shouldn't you have a basis and some knowledge on it to actually give some merit to what you saying rather than I just told you so, as if that's any encouragement to actually listen to you? I don't be understanding niggas, but here we go. So I'm gonna give you some reasons why we are more detrimental to ourselves than anybody in 2024. The Black Church is a Democratic ad agency. It is a Democratic ad agency. Do I have to go further? Do I need to go into that, or are we right there with each other? Here we go. You're raising your children to music that affirms the breaking up of the two-parent household, domestic violence being normalized, the shunning of true masculinity, the idea that we can only work in certain industries. We already dunked the first page. When that has been, hold on. Yeah, I messed myself up. In certain industries, when that has never been the case. What I mean by this is so many people, I was just tweeting about this. When they talk about, oh, you should get a job. Oh, when they talk about jobs, when they talk about getting a job versus hustling, people always want to act like when you got a job, you working at McDonald's. When you got a job, you working at a hotel at the front desk or something. Hey, get the fuck off my fucking. We just got some cats and this nigga's on my fucking cords and shit. The nigga, one of them shitted in the office. Oh my god. But let me get back on point. I'm not even about to ruin the whole setup. So it ain't even a he, it's a girl. Bro, it's not enough of us talking about good careers we can get. And not just a career because you seen somebody have it. Like we got tech. It's people that talk about the tech, but I'm talking about like in the community. It's not a lot of people thriving to just do different careers, like getting into something that can sustain you. You could damn near become a millionaire by the time you retire just by working a regular job and saving and investing correctly. We don't talk about these things. We just push. Oh, you gotta be some Superman successful person, as if there's nothing else that the average person can do. I don't get it. We make the most uninformed decisions, even with the most extreme examples of why we shouldn't, and we're the only ones we can blame for that. I don't understand why it's people that they think are going to have drug empires in 2024. I don't understand why it's people that sit here and listen to rap music like these are the parables to life, like it's the Bible or something, bro. There's people that, oh, people with jobs is broke. The majority of people have jobs. So how is it that everybody is broke, quote unquote, yet you hating on the next man? It don't make no sense, bro. That ain't gonna make sense, but we're gonna keep going. The disposition and attitudes of a lot of us have towards children is a direct result of the misrepresentation of spare the rod, spoil the child. Scripture, and we don't even follow the scripture and how it really means. So let me rein it in because I want to stay on point. I'm giving examples on how we are more of a detriment to ourselves in 2024 than anybody. And now I'm about to go in on the verse that all of y'all like that raised us up on it and gave you a reason to abuse us and to take your anger out on us and to really goddamn make a damn soldier or a prisoner, really, instead of raising a person with their own opinion, their own thoughts, but instead you have to walk around on eggshells because you're scared to get your ass whooped because you couldn't express yourself. So we won't get into that spirit rod spoil the child, and I think, yes, this is, here we go. Give me 1 second, I'm trying to get my notes together. All right, this is page 3, page 4. All right, I'm about to go in. I'm about to go in. If you are teaching your kids that they don't have to listen to or respect anyone but you are sparing the rod and spoiling the child. If you aren't seriously preparing to be a functional if you aren't preparing your child to be a functional law-abiding citizen by 18, you are sparing the rod and spoiling the child. Not setting a child up to do something in life, to have a certain type of purpose other than to get hoes and get some money that the government's going to take from you once they figure out how you making it. You're literally setting somebody up to just be out here existing. You're not teaching people. We're not showing our kids that, hey, Here is me and your mother. You know, the person that I brought you into this world. We did this. We planned, not even that we planned this, but it was made in love, and we made an effort to stick together. Not an effort just because we made a mistake and then we tried to make it work, but we made a concerted effort not to do what our parents did. And I'll give you an example because people, you'll think that I'm judging, but let me tell you my story. Let me tell you how I came up in the world. So, mother and father. Dad is from Toledo, Ohio. My mom is from Tampa, Florida. She found herself up in New York City, if I'm not mistaken. She was pregnant with my brother. She had a crazy breakup with his dad, and she had claimed to be looking for love. You know what my dad was looking for? And this, I'm going to just tell you. I'm going to just be straight up with you. He was looking for somebody to have a baby with. I just said earlier in the episode that he is a part of the LGBTQ community. This was still like he was that. He was a part of that when he was searching for someone to have a baby with. Long story short, they got married shortly after she got pregnant, and I don't know if she was still pregnant or she had just had me, but he eventually let her know that I just got with you so that I could have a child. I don't want to be with you. I'm sleeping with men. Oh, and I have that disease, that life-threatening disease now. So there's that. So you can just imagine if anybody heard my story and the things that I went through with both of my parents, it's kind of built up off of that. You start wrong, it just gets even worse. And neither of my parents was really in a position to really raise a child. So I grew up in poverty. And yeah, there's a lot of craziness. It's a lot of hate that I think that my mother has for my father, that she might have for me as well, because I'm a product of one of the very bad experiences, one of a couple very bad experiences that she's had in life with men. But I'm here. Long story short, I don't get set up for nothing. I end up homeless, you know what I'm saying? But I found my way. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, not a lot of people see me. I come from a good family. Maybe not the best two parents, but I come from a good family. My parents, even though they both have mental issues, they're very smart, very bright. And me, myself, I grew up experiencing both of them, and I just told myself I did not want to lead a life that they lived. So I made a choice myself to have my own family and to not treat women a certain way, and to not be an underachiever, and not use the gifts that God has given me. So I mean, I can tell you I'm the reason, in a couple lucky things and help a little bit, but I'm pretty much the reason why I'm here today. But think about it, bro. A situation like that careless and that selfish, coming into a relationship just to have a child, and the trauma that you're going to put a woman through, the hurt that you're going to put a woman through, it's probably not going to breed somebody like me most times than not. And I'm not perfect. I'm still doing what I have to do. I'm still trying to lose weight. I'm still obviously trying to build up a brand with the content stuff. Just got a new job, but I'm trying to stay here. You know what I'm saying? Trying to stay here and build some relationships, build up, you know what I'm saying, a portfolio working. But it's a lot of people, if you we're in the same situation that my parents in 2024 and that happens, oh yeah, it's over with. That person's gonna be a killer. Why? Because it's so easy and it's so pushed to crash out now that, bro, the hurt and the frustration that a person like me grew up with, depression and all that, it's going to lead you to do some crazy things. It's just that I never let myself do that. Not that I'm perfect, but I never was going to be doing all that. That just wasn't my vision in life. So let's continue. If you have not done the work to not be an embodiment of immaturity, jealousy, envy, lust, drama, and negativity by the time you choose to have kids, you are sparing the rod and spoiling the child. Do you know why? Sparing the rod and spoiling the child? Because the setup is all wrong. The setup is all wrong. You already gonna be frustrated. You already gonna be ready to take your anger out on these kids. You're already gonna have some resentment on these kids because you're gonna be still in your head. You're still, yeah, that's they acting a fool. You still gonna be still in your head and not ready to do what you need to do to pour into a child. Let's continue. If you are manipulating your child to believe that it is the opposite sex it's the opposite sex of the parent, it's the opposite parent's fault. Let's just say that. What to why you're not raising the person, you're not raising them with the person you chose to procreate with them with, you are sparing the rod and spoiling the child. Let me break it down because I know I kind of got tongue twisted. Basically, if you're trying to teach your kid that your daddy, his daddy, is the only reason that y'all struggling, it's because your daddy left. It's because your daddy did this. He ain't the man he's supposed to be. Even if it's a dude, if you raising your kid to think like, oh, your mama this, that, and the third, all women is this, you're sparing the rod and spoiling the child. You know why? Because you are contributing to this freaking huge population of mothers that don't, not mothers like women, mother effers that don't even understand the concept of accountability. You don't even get what consideration and considering another person's feelings, their situation, what they got going on. You don't even get it. It's me. And we got this whole mindset of, oh, my life is a freaking horror story and I'm just reacting to it and I can't do anything. I can't do nothing to make it better. So everything that I do is okay. I can rob people. I can steal from people. I can take advantage of a person's love for me because my life is so messed up and I was put here with no advantages. Yeah, we are breeding this. People, you might think that I'm just saying this stuff because I was like, oh, this sounds like some cool stuff to say on the internet. You know, this is going to make people mad. No, I've thought this my whole life. I've seen it my whole life. None of the stuff that is happening right now is a surprise to me. Like I said, I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. If you don't know anything about Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, it gets cracking. So I've seen this embodiment of the single parents, single motherhood, that fatherless feminine energy that a lot of young men carry. I've seen it, and I've seen what some of these people have grown into. So this is not just me just talking and just looking down on people and stuff. No, this is real life. This is real life. These are all facts. All right, we finishing up. This is my last page. I just want to make sure I'm on track. So it's never a bad thing to know good white people. Stop acting as if your way is the only way. It obviously isn't, so just open your mind. With me growing up in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and my dad being a part of the LGBTQ community, he had some relationships. With these relationships, I had the privilege of going to middle school in a, I don't want to call it middle class because I was scared when we went back to this neighborhood, but it was, I guess you could say lower middle class. And now Pittsburgh ain't all that. I ain't gonna lie to you. We live in the suburbs, but it ain't all that. Like, it's a couple pockets, but like if you live in a big city and like you comparing the suburbs and stuff, it really ain't like it ain't like that. You know what I'm saying? But we lived in a place called Morningside, and Morningside was pretty safe. You know what I'm saying? A couple things happened because it was, get off my court, move, man. Damn. It was straight, you know what I'm saying? But you could definitely tell them white folks ain't want us there. I remember by the time I was like 18, they had basketball hoops down because people was up at the basketball court cussing. So he had a relationship with someone who had a house, so he got a good price on the rent, and I was able to live in an okay environment. And living in that okay environment, one of my best friends that I grew up with was white. One of them was black and Asian. And I grew up with a lot of different cultures, so I saw the benefits of having different perspectives and having not just living in an echo chamber. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like a lot of people, you block your blessings, and I hope you don't do this in real life, but you'll shut somebody down but just be like, oh, you're white, shut up. And that's so stupid, bro. No matter how you feel about history and this, that, and the third, fam, you just can't put that on everybody. It would be dumb to even think like that because, like I said, we're more oppressive than anybody to ourselves nowadays. So for you to be looking at somebody and telling them, "Oh, you're this, that, and the third, and you don't have a leg to stand on just because you're this race," it's really shooting yourself in the foot because it's some white folks that'll help you more than your own family because they don't have that idea that only one of us can make it and oh I want to keep you down type stuff. So in my experience, and I don't know if it's been like this for a while, but it's really more becoming a class thing. They making so much noise. I hope y'all can't hear that. It's really more becoming a class thing, a values thing, because boy, there's some people in this neighborhood I wouldn't touch with no 10-foot pole. And it's because of oh my god. And took out one of my lights. Man, I gotta finish up. And it don't got nothing to do with race. It's just your mindset, bro. You know what I'm saying? Your self-awareness. And the thing that we're losing really is self-awareness because we don't even see what we're doing to ourselves. We don't even see that we the biggest problem. You don't want to hear that. We can't even have conversations like this. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to hear what needs to change. You just want to hear something to make you feel good and make you feel okay with being bullshit. And we need more people that's going to take responsibility and be actual adults and not try to switch everything around and always try to evade accountability and ain't go say, oh, such and such is doing this. This is why I do this stuff. I used to think that it wasn't an audience for this, but I'm going to find my audience because this needs to be said. Just like they're teaching people that, oh, you should be single and I'm gonna get on. Since we ain't really take that long, we're gonna touch on that before we leave too. On oh, I can do bad all by myself, and men ain't supposed to do this, and men can't do this, and all men is this. You took the bait, and look at you. Look at you now. You doing good? Most of y'all ain't. You're not. You're not. But whatever. This I can't do anything mindset is not going to breed or attract any success. I can tell you that. You can do more for yourself than you know if you place the blame on yourself for not controlling what you can control, which is a lot, and move in a way in which everything you do is to further you and your family's success. If you don't, in this day and age, it's no one's fault but yours. I'm gonna elaborate on that. Let me try to turn my light back on though. Fucking ass cats. Okay. So, I'm giving myself as an example again. In Florida, I'm 29. I just turned 29 this January. So, when I moved back to Pittsburgh, I was 22, turning 23. It was November, and it was a couple months before I turned 23. And the reason that I moved was because basically sooner or later we was all gonna go to jail. I had a legal job, but I lived with my brother and he lived the street life because he was a felon. And it's not that he couldn't get no jobs, but the jobs that he thought he could get, I don't know what was going on. I can't really tell you. But he was selling work. You know what I'm saying? He was selling work. And I came into my head, it came into my brain about 8 months before I moved that I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. And I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but if I don't leave, something's gonna happen and it's gonna turn the course of my life. So I gotta figure a way to get out of here. So I got in contact with my dad, and I was on probation for some crazy stuff, and not some crazy stuff, but I was on probation, and I just knew, like, fam, this something got to give because I can't just keep growing. I don't want to grow older just having this criminal ass nigga that's really taking advantage of me. Him and his wife at the time, they was taking advantage of me at the time, And I needed to be in a position to where whatever my failures were my fault. Whatever my successes were my fault. So we moved, the plan was to move up here. Now, before this goes into fruition, that's when me and my girl linked back up and we started talking and we kind of put our own plan together. Long story short, moved back up here 6 months, you know what I'm saying? Lived with my dad for free. Right, I think like the middle of the 6 month, we found a place, we found full-time jobs, and we just been together and doing it up ever since. Steadily increasing incomes. Did gain a lot of weight, but I lost a lot of weight in the last couple of years. So what I'm saying is, bro, I was working in a call center, I had a nervous breakdown, and I realized it was like, bro, you gotta be realistic with yourself. Like, yeah, it's cool, you gotta work to eat, but you always gotta keep elevating. Your life is not gonna change unless you want it to change. So the last couple years, bro, I've been on YouTube for 4 years. I had some success doing some Umar Johnson compilations, and I realized this is not the side of YouTube I want to be in. I don't like this. So I've really been trying to curate doing my own thing. In the midst of that, I had a kid and I had a COVID baby. So if you have a COVID baby, you might know some of the struggles. And I'm not gonna get too deep into the struggles, but it's me, and my girl for real. Like her mom helped us a little bit, but the two able-bodied people, it's me and her. So time has to go into that. But fam, we always been looking forward to how we can change things. I was when I had the nervous breakdown, I had to quit and I had to go get a lower paying warehouse job. And I found myself a year after working there mad at the world and talking about how stupid the people I was working with and how they all goofy and they ain't gonna be nothing in life. And then I told myself, it's like, bro, why are you working with them? Why are you still there? If you feel like these people were so low and you don't feel that about yourself, you the fool for staying. You the fool for not making moves. You know what I'm saying? And that's what really made me start doing more research into this podcast and stuff and really taking it seriously, because I didn't know about podcasts. I didn't know about how to record, and like I didn't even know about streaming. Like I just started going live. I didn't know about so many things, and I've made it my business to learn these things, because you like, bro, it's something gonna have to shake. You know what I'm saying? Like I could still keep working, I'll be fine, but I want to use all the talents that I have. I want to bring the rag out, because I don't want to be sitting around mad at the world, mad at somebody that's another race, thinking that they was just giving everything and being mad because I wasn't giving something, bro. That's just not how life works, bro. And as we move on to the second topic, I ain't really talk about it on here, but like, fam, y'all, I be seeing so many videos, so many people talking about they don't want to work, this, that, and the third. What you gonna do if you don't work? Tell me what you gonna do if you don't work. You gonna sit here and watch me all day and not get nothing done and get as big as me and maybe as big as I was last year, not working? How you gonna pay for stuff? How your kid gonna eat? Fam, I'm sorry to tell you, but it don't matter if you don't want to work. It don't matter if you think work is a scam. It don't matter if you think the American dream is a scam. I don't know why any of y'all is trying to buy houses anyway if you ain't got no cold hard cash. If you ain't got no cold hard cash, I don't know why you trying to buy a house. I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? It seems like so many people, they feel like life is supposed to be like some math equation. Some of y'all think that you're supposed to get a job. You're not supposed to work harder, build no relationship to build up a better position, or maybe parlay that position and then get a new one. You think you're supposed to get a job and then just work this same job, this same position for 40 years, and you're supposed to have a life of abundance. You know how lazy that sounds? You know how entitled that sounds? Coming from a nigga, I still know the smell of burnt CRAC. I still know the smell of it. Coming from somebody that stayed in a homeless shelter, y'all be making me sick. Because you're sitting in a car. You're sitting in a car that's clean. Car that's clean and it look updated. It look like you can't afford it. It looked like somebody bought it for you. It looked like somebody might be pitching in on the monthly payments. And you sitting here complaining about what you can't do. You sitting here complaining about how stuff is so high and this, that, and the third, yet you don't want to submit to no man that's going to help them sit here and try to help you build up. You don't want to work together with no woman. You scared to get with a woman that's making more money than you because somehow that you don't got no other redeeming qualities as a man. So you think you less of a man because a woman make more than you. I need y'all to touch some grass. Touch some grass. Get off your phone. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't be on the internet. At least on my breaks, you know, and maybe this, you know, get up on Instagram, get some clips to react to. But I don't be loafing on the internet. You know why? Because I have a real life. I have a real family to pour into. I'm sure a lot of y'all do too. So sitting on this internet, unless you over here trying to make some money or you trying to get some more information, you wasting your time, and you should only be mad at yourself. See, it came to a point that I had to look at myself when I was at that warehouse, and it's like, bro, how you spending your time? How you spending your money? You mad about where you at, but what you doing to get out of it? Now, I did get out of it. I eventually found a cohort to get into tech, and I got this job that didn't work out so much, but guess what? I already got experience. I got experience. I have a proven resume because I done had a lot of good jobs. So I used what was out here in the economy based on what was going on to get a good job. And I parlayed it into getting the job that I have right now. And I just started. I only been there for 16 days, but I think I'm going to be straight. And none of this, guess what, bro? Nobody has ever given me a recommendation. No, my parents don't even know what I do. You know what I'm saying? Barely anybody in the family know what I do because I'm making my business to keep it to myself because don't nobody care. I'm the one that's supposed to care about that. All of these excuses, all of these sad stories. I got a sad story. I got sob stories for days. So you can't shut me down with no sob story. All of that, I got that. But guess what? You know what I want? I want peace. I want some buffalo nickels. You know what I'm saying? I want my daughter, whatever struggle she may have from us only having us, you know what I'm saying, not being around kids like that unless she's going to the daycare, whatever struggle she may have, that she is improving on, you know what I'm saying, God is good. But whatever struggle she may have, I want to be able to pour into that. I want to be able to eventually homeschool my daughter because I'm not about to be crying about all this stuff that they teaching my kid that I don't want them to know and all the stuff that they holding back from her. I'll make it my business. I'll make it my business to make sure my child is where she needs to be and she know what she needs to know by the time she becomes an adult. So she don't have to be out here begging nobody for a job. And even if she do got to get a job, then it's going to be a damn good one. With some damn, she already gonna have a damn good resume before she even get employed. Bruh, it's so much stuff you can do out here. Maybe you can't talk. Maybe you not good on camera, but shoot, bruh, it's y'all gonna see it. We building this stuff up. We gonna change the way we do the podcast a little bit so we can get it out quicker with the live stuff. I'm gonna do my research. If y'all wanna give me some suggestions for some low-cost streaming services where you can share screen and stuff, hook a brother up. But bro, I'm making it my business. I don't care about no goddamn white man. You know what I'm saying? Bro, you know that the area that I live in, you know that niggas be scared to come up here. This is how, whatever this area is. We've been living here for 4 or 5 years, and there still be people looking at you like, this is what it be looking to me. I don't know how he got here. How is he here? Why? I don't know how he's over here. Why is he over here? Because they ignorant. They ignorant. They don't know what's going on. They about as ignorant as Negroes are. Because they in their own little bubble. They think that just because, you know what I'm saying, I know somebody, my dad is this and that, and my aunt is this, that they got it made and they just cool and they're going to have a free ride. That's not how it works anymore. Nobody cares about that. And if they do, you will soon be exposed. You have to work. You have to plan. I'm so glad I'm glad and I'm mad that I stopped smoking because boy, if I stopped smoking way early, I would be way further along in the weight loss. I would have way more buffalo nickels put up to put into this content stuff. But it is what it is, bro. You gotta learn from your mistakes. You can't make excuses for yourself. Stop making excuses for the stuff that you use to hold yourself back, bro. Attack it. Attack it. Say, yo, what I have in my life, what I'm doing with this, what I spend time on, it's not really benefiting me. I stopped listening to the JBP, the Joe Budden podcast. I unsubscribed from the Patreon because these are hours podcasts 3 times a week. I need to at least be doing my podcast or at least be clipping the pod up during this time. All this watching another nigga build up something, build up this. I done got the pointers I need. You don't need, you know what I'm saying? Watch some clips, my guy. Put some work in. Put your head down. You know what I'm saying? Because looking around, pointing at him and saying, oh, he got this because of this, and he only this because of this. It don't matter, bro. What are your advantages? What can you use to give yourself a leg up? And if you say nothing, you probably ain't thought long enough, or you just been spending too much time doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? The white man is just as down bad as you are, if not more, because he can't say nothing in the workplace. He better shut his ass up. So, like I said, bro, I'm blessed, to come from where I come from and, have some great elders in my life, you know what I'm saying, that did the right thing. But I'm sure you are too. And it's a lot of y'all be saying this, y'all be coming from middle class families. So I'm not really stunting none of that. In conclusion, bro, it's not really a reason to why you can say you can't do nothing, you can't accomplish nothing unless you don't want to. That's really the only reason. So I would stop putting that in my language. I would stop talking about, whoa, the white man do this, and be a grown-up. Grow up. Put some accountability into the things that you bring onto yourself. Because if you don't, you're going to be looking at this and be mad at me as if I'm doing something wrong to you, and I'm not. So that's that. Hopefully we might be back tomorrow. If not, I'm going to hit y'all with these clips. I got some shorts on the way. Thank y'all for watching.